In this video, I want to provide an overview of the PharmaSim brand management simulation. Traditional case studies are static descriptions of a market at one point in time. Students make recommendations without ever having to live with the consequences of their decisions. Simulations, on the other hand, help students gain an appreciation for market dynamics. You make resource allocation decisions over a simulated number of years in the face of changes to the environment, an evolution in customer behavior, and the actions and reactions of competitors. A framework for marketing decision-making. The focal purpose of the PharmaSim simulation is to help you internalize the marketing decision-making process in a dynamic environment. Different than, say, case studies, which are static descriptions of a situation, simulations allow you to see the consequences of your decisions and react accordingly over time. Step 1 is to define your market. Identify a job to be done or a customer need you will seek to deliver against. Next, analyze the market, typically using the 5 C's framework to ensure you are comprehensive in your analysis. Then, you strategize using the STP framework. What segment or segments are you prioritizing? The last step is implementation and execution, typically using the 4 P's framework. PharmaSim logistics. Each student has an individual play or benchmark account, so you can practice using the interface and see what kinds of reports and information are available to you. These accounts are set up to allow you to make decisions for periods 1 to 3 a number of times. Once you reach period 3, select replay multiple times to go back to period 0. Team play should take you about 14 hours in total. The recommended pace is 2 hours per decision for the first 2 decisions, then up to 1 hour per decision for each decision after that, for a total of 11 to 12 hours making decisions. After that, it should take you 2 to 3 hours to rate your report, depending on how well you took notes while making decisions. During team play, one account is designated as the administrator account. This account is the one that can advance you to the next period. The other team members' accounts have read access only. Feel free to share login information if another person needs to act as the administrator. Your deliverable is a report that is a maximum of 6 pages plus any number of exhibits. You pick the font, line spacing, and margins. Your report will be graded on 2 things: your ability to clearly explain why you did what you did and why what happened happened. Your financial performance, sales, and market share will not be considered. You should feel comfortable trying things. Unlike in the real world, mistakes in PharmaSim that affect your financial performance are free. PharmaSim overview. In PharmaSim, you are put in the role of a brand manager making resource allocation decisions across all elements of the marketing mix: Salesforce, product, pricing, advertising, and promotion. Like in real life, you will have access to some public domain information about your industry and about the economy in general, and you have the ability to commission market research reports. You will make decisions over 10 simulated years. Marketing planning can be expressed in 3 questions. Where are we now? Where do we want to be? And how should we get there? The 3 questions map into the marketing planning process of situation analysis, marketing strategy, and implementation through the marketing mix. Marketing planning. In PharmaSim, your situation analysis is supported by public domain information about the industry and economy, internal reports that include your financial performance, and the opportunity to purchase market research reports. To determine your marketing strategy, you will use the available segmentation schemes to prioritize segments your product or products will target. Finally, you receive a budget each period that is a function of your prior period's net income. You will make decisions about advertising message, and you will allocate your budget across the marketing mix. PharmaSim overview. PharmaSim drives home the process of marketing planning. Where are we now? Where do we want to be? And what should we do to get there? The marketing planning process is operationalized as conducting an internal and external analysis, determining the value proposition to target customers, and delivering the value through your marketing mix tactics. PharmaSim is set in the over-the-counter cough, cold, and allergy market. There are 4 broad types of products: cold medicines, cough medicines, allergy medicines, and nasal medicines. While the simulation is set in the OTC cough, cold, allergy market, the situation you are placed in and the decisions you will make are typical of any marketing manager. Context. PharmaSim is not the United States today, though there are some similarities. The population is about 250 million, so it's smaller than the US. But, like the US, population growth is slow. So if you're hoping to achieve growth by riding up the population growth, that's not going to happen. Unlike the US, inflation is not zero. There is moderate inflation. Your costs will go up with inflation, so if you do not raise your price to at least keep up with inflation, you are explicitly taking a lower margin on your product. Like the US, about 80% of the population suffers from some cold-related symptoms in a given year. And like in the US, not everyone will act on those symptoms by taking medicine. Some may choose to just live with their ailments, especially if there are no products on the market that fit their needs. Annual retail sales are about $2 billion, with sales at the manufacturer level being about $1.5 billion. Competition. There are 5 firms in the industry. You are managing all-star brands. I am managing the other 4 firms, B&B Healthcare, Curall, Driscoll, and Ethic. Brands. At period 0, there are 10 brands in the market. The first letter in the brand name corresponds to the first letter in its respective firm name. You will be making decisions for the all-round brand. I have pre-programmed in decisions for the competitors' brands. This slide maps the companies to the brands. You are one of 2 single brand firms. Your brand, All-Round, is a multi-symptom, multi-purpose 4-hour cold liquid. Standard category refers to the label on the box, not necessarily to how consumers use the product. Each product is sold in either liquid, capsule, or spray form. This table presents the market size in manufacturer dollars and last year's sales growth for each of 4 broad product categories: cold, cough, allergy, and nasal. Each brand is categorized into one of 4 categories based on the label on the box. This is not necessarily how the product is always used. For example, if I have a nagging cough and the only medicine I have in my house is All-Round, a multi-symptom product, I may take All-Round to help me with my cough. To understand how consumers are actually using the various products, you will need to conduct market research. The rightmost column is the market share in manufacturer sales dollars of each brand, considering the entire cough, cold, allergy, and nasal market. All-Round is the market leader by far, with almost 24% of the market. Customers. There are 2 ways to segment the market. The first is based on what the customer is trying to do: get relief from cold, cough, or allergy symptoms. The second way to segment the market is by life stage: young singles, young family, mature families, empty nesters, and retirees. Some products, such as children's medicines, are designed for a specific life stage. Life stage will also help inform your media plan. For example, if you are targeting, say, retirees, you can assume the media agency will seek to place your ads on television programs, say like 60 Minutes, which over-indexes on viewers older than age 60. Decision criteria. There are 5 key decision criteria: symptom relief, price paid, duration, form, and the extent of any side effects. There are 6 broad types of symptoms. A product's ingredients map onto what symptoms it treats. While you set the MSRP, the actual prices consumers pay at retail is affected by what retail channel the purchase is made at, and what incentives and discounts you have provided to retailers and directly to consumers. To the right is a screenshot of a market research report you can purchase that shows the relative importance of the 5 decision criteria for the total market in period 0. Near the top is the label cross-section underlined. This allows you to view only the results for a chosen segment. Purchase process. As is the case in many product categories, consumers go through a stepwise process from problem recognition through to purchase and then possibly repurchase behavior. As you formulate your marketing plan, you will seek to move consumers through this process. Collaborators. There are 5 classes of trade or retailers: independent drugstores or small mom-and-pop type single outlet stores. Chain drugstores is a surrogate for CVS or Walgreens. Grocery stores is a surrogate for Kroger or Publix. Convenience stores is a surrogate for, say, 7-Eleven. Mass merchants is a surrogate for Walmart or Target. Each outlet can be reached directly, or as in the case of, say, outlets located in rural areas, indirectly through a wholesaler. Retailers decide whether to stock your product, and if so, what shelf space to give it. Shelf space is especially important in categories where the decision of what brand to purchase is made in the store. Retailers tend to give more shelf space to brands that are more profitable to them, which means the margins earned and how much volume is sold, and to brands where manufacturers actively service the account. Part of your marketing budget will be spent on salespeople. Your direct sales force will call on each of the 5 classes of retail outlets. Your indirect sales force consists of people calling on wholesalers, merchandisers, and detailers. Merchandisers are employees of manufacturers who visit retail outlets, often on a Monday or Tuesday morning, to ensure their product is on the shelf and any point of purchase displays are set up. If you're running any point of purchase promotions, and if you believe the in-store environment affects what brand gets chosen, then merchandisers are very helpful. Detailers is the name for salespeople who call on physicians and pharmacists in the pharmaceutical industry. For an over-the-counter product, the detailers are asking them to recommend their product to their patients. In general, successful brands tend to get prime shelf space. You can purchase a report showing each brand's shelf space for each retail channel. This would have been compiled through market visits, where researchers visit a sample of stores documenting the shelf set and layout in each. Company, you are part of a multi-division conglomerate. This has implications for your annual budget. If you get yourself into a situation where you're not profitable, you will still get a budget. Headquarters has resources it will provide to you. Similarly, if you are extremely profitable, not all the proceeds will stay in your business. Some will be used to fund the corporation's other activities. So, in a nutshell, while your budget depends on the prior period's results, it has an upper and lower bound. The PharmaSim case study is accessed from your PharmaSim account. It describes 3 levels of responsibility. Please ignore this. At Emory, we always play as brand manager, which gives you the maximum control over the marketing mix. You will make decisions that affect each of the 4 Ps. Available product decisions relate to possibly reformulating, launching a line extension which shares a brand name with its parent, and launching a totally new brand. During the course of the simulation, you will have the opportunity to make 4 product decisions. These come available as R&D gets to a point where the work they are doing can be commercialized. Each has a 2-period window in which to implement it. In addition to intermediary metrics like shelf space, you'll have access to end result metrics that include unit sales and net income. A few things to keep in mind. First, marketing planning is a process. You'll make decisions for 10 simulated years. Don't lose the importance of upfront analysis for each year. Second, there is the opportunity to purchase an extensive array of market research reports. The reports are relatively cheap. The real cost is your time to process and understand them. Third, seek to discover the market drivers using the available information, trends, and your own intuition. Fourth, think long-term. If you've put effort in developing a sound strategy and it's not working as you thought right away, then ask yourself if the strategy was really sound. Perhaps you just need another period or 2 to see the expected results. Finally, as you add products over time, it starts to get very complex. Think about how you organize as a team. You might organize by function, appointing team members to be the lead on the functional areas of price, promotion, advertising, and sales force. Alternatively, you might organize by product, assigning a subset of your full team to be responsible for making recommendations on a specific product. Frequently asked questions. Number 1, what overall metric should I focus on? As in real life, it's you who decides if your focus is profitability or market share. Keep in mind that your strategies and tactics may differ depending upon what end result you are emphasizing. Number 2, should I be concerned that capacity utilization is above 100%? The only major weakness of the PharmaSim simulation is its assumptions about manufacturing. If you can sell it, manufacturing can make it without delay. If needed, the plants will run up to 120% of capacity using overtime to fulfill demand. After that, a new plant is opened, which adds to your fixed costs. So, you are safe to largely ignore capacity utilization above 100%. Number 3, what if I make a typo? If you make a typo, entering your price as say $6.95, when you really meant to type $6.05, then use the replay button to go back and correct the typo. However, if you really meant to set the price as $6.95, and upon seeing the results you had second thoughts and wish you had entered $6.05, then please live with it. This is what would happen in real life. You would need to dig yourself out of any difficult situation you created. And recall that you were assessed on your ability to explain things, not on the actual financial results. Number 4, what does primary advertising message mean? Overall market is a synonym for primary demand. The term tends to be used by economists more than by marketers. Think of primary advertising as a message that is trying to grow the overall market. Say something like, next time you're sick, take some medicine. Number 5, how long is a PharmaSim period in real time? Each period in PharmaSim is 12 months, so seasonality is not a concern. Preferences, however, could evolve over time, but just not in a systematic way due to seasonality. Number 6, do I need access to a printer? To track trends over time, it can be helpful to tack printouts of each period's decisions and results on a wall. Now is a good time to log on to your PharmaSim account and read over the case study. The case is as of period 0. From the left-hand menu, under Startup, select the case. This concludes this video.